Is it a sin to commit suicide? Will Christians who commit suicide lose their everlasting life? And if Christians have suicidal thoughts, how are they supposed to deal with it? Hi, I'm Phillip Eapen. I would like to answer these questions in a short while by taking you to the Word of God. The first question: is it sinful to take one's own life? It's like asking, is it sinful to take someone else's life? The sixth commandment of the Ten Commandments that God gave Moses tells us, do not kill. Now we assume that it's about killing someone else. It does not say that. It just says, do not kill. The commandment is about killing people. We are not supposed to kill others, and we are not supposed to kill us. Why? Because God alone has the right and the power to give life. And if He alone has the power to give life, then He alone has the right to take it back. In the Bible, we find a few cases of suicides. King Saul, after he was defeated in battle, did not wish to be killed by his enemies. He fell on his own sword and killed himself. His armor bearer too killed himself. We read of King David's counselor Ahithophel, who was disappointed and he killed himself. Judas Iscariot killed himself. But none of these people in the Bible who committed suicide were godly people. They probably were with God at one point of time, but they left God and lived on their own terms. The righteous people also had their sorrows. They went through extreme pain. For example, Prophet Elijah, he was so fearful, he was so discouraged that he ran away to the desert and he prayed, "Oh God, please take my life." He did not take his own life, but he asked God to take his life. But of course, God did not answer that prayer. Job, who suffered a lot of things in his life, including the loss of his children, his property, his own health, even though Job did not ask for death, he cursed his day of birth. He wished he had never been born. Godly people never took their life. They always trusted God and they believed in Him to solve their problems. Now, what will happen if someone who is born again is overcome with grief, depression, and then he or she should commit suicide? Let's look at what Jesus said. He warned His disciples of intense tribulation. And He said, when tribulation comes, he who endures till the end shall be saved. It's true that we say that we are saved, we are saved, we are saved. But we should also know that we are being saved and we will be saved. And therefore, he who endures till the end will be saved. The converse of that statement is also true. Salvation is not for quitters. Salvation is for those who stay and endure till the end. That's why the Apostle Paul said that all the temptations that the Corinthians experienced were actually common to all Christians. And he assured them that God would always provide a way of escape with every temptation, with every difficult situation. And that way of escape is not suicide. If it had been suicide, then Paul would have mentioned it. There is a way of escape. When you can't bear it, just pull the plug on yourself and then exit the world. We need to endure till the end. Trust God for the ways of escape that He provides us, and He will look after us. Finally, before I conclude, let me share with you an incident that happened in David's life. Once, when David came back from battle with his soldiers, he found that his wives and children, and the wives and children of all his fellow soldiers, had been kidnapped by an enemy. The people turned against him. They wanted to stone him. Instead of killing himself and instead of drowning in depression, we read there that David strengthened himself in the Lord. When we can't look around for help, we look up to God for help. And He is the one who will comfort us, who will encourage us, and He will help us to conquer and be victorious in life. Remember what Jesus said to the churches in Asia Minor. To each of them He said, "To the victorious I will give a crown of life. To he who conquers I will give a new name." In Christian life, every blessing is for those who conquer through Jesus Christ. Sometimes you have to reach out to other Christians, pastors, spiritual counselors. Sometimes you may need professional help. That's a time when you should pick up your phone and talk to someone. Reach out to God. Reach out to someone. Share your burden. Every burden that is shared becomes half. And then you will find strength in God and in the spiritual community around you. That's how you overcome. May the God of all comfort encourage you, restore you, and comfort you. God bless you.